Growing your business, the ultimate guide to local lead generation. As a business owner, you would do everything that you can to get the key to your business's growth. But what if it's something that even the biggest corporations struggle with? Today, Creatitive will present you with the ultimate guide of growing your business through local lead generation. When you own a business and someone tells you that a certain aspect of your marketing strategy is the ultimate key to your company's growth, you would reallocate all of your energy and resources into prioritizing that matter, correct? But in reality, despite knowing the answer to every question around their success, certain companies still struggle with leveraging local lead generation to their advantage. Hey guys, welcome to Creatitive. Here we use our passion for the game to change the game. Every week we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today, we'll be discussing local lead generation and how it's the key to ultimate growth. Revolutionize the game, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. A recent Forbes article around lead generation revealed that despite the important role the strategy contributes in the overall success of a company, acting as its lifeblood, several businesses around the world struggle with it. So much so that a survey conducted by lead generation solution Prospect.ai found that 58% of business leaders see it as a key challenge for their business, adding the traditional sales methods no longer work. If businesses want to ensure growth and conquer lead generation, they need to explore modern technologies. But despite tedious and outdated tasks, there are other reasons why most businesses, especially those relatively newer to the game, struggle with local lead generation. The lack of understanding around the strategy itself. Local lead generation is not entirely new, but that doesn't mean everyone has a great grasp of what it is, how it works, and why it's ultimate key to the growth of a business. So to help you guys out in the leveraging the strategies to your advantage, Creative will break down what local lead generation is and how you can start your own campaign. So how does lead generation work? Lead generation is the process of attracting and converting strangers as well as prospect consumers into someone who has interest in your business's product or service. Who are your leads? Basically, anyone who showcases interest in your product or service in some way, shape, or form. People usually go through different stages when transitioning from a visitor to a customer, called the buyer's journey. Take, for example, user A is hoping to look for a nearby car shop for window tinting services. So he goes online and finds a site of one provider near him. He requests for the pricing of their products as well as services, and a few days later, user A receives an email from them discussing how they can help them. User A went from being a visitor to a prospect client. That's how lead generation works. Unlike before, when businesses used to do cold calling that sometimes felt intrusive to other people, the internet has provided marketers newer methods of gaining leads. So let's talk through the ultimate guide to lead generation. Now that we've explored what lead generation really means and how it works, let's get you started on your campaign, starting with knowing your audience. Understand the buyer's journey. Like we mentioned earlier, one of the more common reasons why businesses, even big ventures, struggle with lead generation is a lack of understanding around the modern buyer's journey. Technology and the internet has changed a lot of things for us, and that includes how we shop as consumers. People nowadays go through 3 stages in transitioning from visitor to consumer: awareness, consideration, and decision. During the first stage, prospects identify a challenge or a need they want to pursue. They might do some research to have a better idea of the problems they are facing and how they can solve it. When they reach the second stage, they have figured out their need and have made elevating it their main goal. They'll continue to look for solutions that satisfy them. And when they hit the last stage, prospects' leads have come up with a solution and now have a list of possible businesses or companies to choose from. These 3 stages are how a prospect lead, site visitor, become a prospected lead. Gaining an understanding of how consumers go through these 3 stages is important when creating a sales funnel that generates accurate leads. Without it, all of your other marketing efforts will be for nothing. So how do you understand your audience? Now that you know the different stages your target market goes from becoming a visitor to a loyal consumer, you need to dig a little bit deeper to get a better idea of how you can reach out to them. Figure out the people you're actually trying to attract. Who are they? Where do they spend most of their time? What do they like, and what are some of the concerns they have that you can elevate? Knowing who you're trying to reach is the first step towards learning how to actually connect with them. While target market and audience research takes time, it basically acts as the foundation of your entire campaign. Understanding the different ways of generating leads. Generating leads can happen in almost any platform thanks to today's technology and the internet. But generally, there are 4 commonly used ways to get leads. 1. Your content. Content marketing has never mattered more than it has today. Providing businesses with increased web traffic improves visibility as well as an abundant source of leads. If used correctly, now, before you jump into creating your very own blog, you must always take in consideration the stages your leads are currently in. The content you value may not be used to someone who just learned of your company's existence this week. Additionally, you must also keep in mind who your audience is and what they actually like. While people make it seem like content marketing is this easy strategy that everyone can master within weeks, it's really no magic trick. It's a working progress of creating content, releasing content, and enhancing content for better results. Second on our list is emails. Email marketing is one of the oldest and cheapest ways of generating leads. While it's true that emails are only great for enriching your existing database, it's also a great tool for retargeting. Say, some consumers visiting your site last month and have left their details for updates, but it's been a while since they visited you. Send them an email with an appealing CTA. Remind them that you're still here waiting for them. Third common way of gaining leads is online advertisement. Now, just like content marketing, ads can be pretty tricky. Your eye-catching advertising would all be for nothing if it leads to a sketchy looking landing page. If people refuse to stay on your page, your bounce rate increases, meaning your prospect consumers become nothing but a number. So instead of just focusing all of your energy on your ads alone, don't forget to optimize your landing pages and ensure that it aligns with your advertising and the rest of your brand. Lastly, social media is one of today's leading platforms for lead generation. Thanks to recent updates around the 3 major social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you can now share URLs on your stories and other posts. Use engaging CTAs to invite your followers into your landing page or your website, all with one swipe of a motion. Now that we've covered the basics of starting your very own lead generation campaign, let's talk about some of the do's and the don'ts. A big one, advertising correctly. Digital advertising on both search engines and social media platforms are one of the most effective ways to reach new clients. Now, it's true that catching the audience's attention is one of the priorities of your campaign, but that doesn't mean it's okay to stick by clickbait titles. Remember to advertise correctly. Share how your services can help your prospect customers and pick out eye-catching and original photos. Always remember to follow up with your prospects. Let's say a prospect lead has clicked on your ad and have filled up on the form on your landing page. Now what? Follow up. Contact those who have expressed great interest in your company and stay in touch with them. Now, you're probably thinking, why does lead generation matter so much to businesses? Because today, It's one of the more legitimate ways a business can guarantee itself growth. A majority of today's population have changed their spending and consumer habits. They are now spending less and less time shopping outside. Whenever they need anything, they go straight to the internet to look for it. If local businesses aren't there, they are surely missing large numbers of traffic that can potentially become leads, which can then lead into increased conversion rates. You need to be where your target market is, or else you'll risk losing opportunities like increased conversion rates and huge profits. With the continuous evolving nature of the internet, and with newer generation becoming today's main consumers, the ways we can generate leads as businesses will always change. But if there's one thing that we're sure of, it's that companies who take the leap to follow their target market where they are more successful than those who don't. If you need more tips on improving lead generation through your site or your social media platforms, check out the rest of our videos. We hope you guys loved today's video, and if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. It really helps out the channel. Now, this is Zach with Creatitive, where business is our sport.